Ready to take test and tone?
Quiet on the set.
Take test and tone. Ready to kill tone and take slate? Take slate. Ready to take black? 10, 9, 8. Take black. Ready to
Talent,
cue
you need to be
music?
on the mark.
Cue music. Cue talent. Camera 3.
It's a lot of people in the world who know what's going on,
A.T.M.Ent.
and there's a lot of people who don't. Most people see but don't believe. Talk to me, I talk back. Hi, I'm your host, Michael Mike Feez Foster, and you're watching Talk to Me TV. This is part 2 of Talk to Me TV. Last episode, Danny Berry discussed important issues and topics, and then they played the name, that thing, or line game. Today, I have the same talent back for part 2, David Powell.
All right, camera 5. Ready? Take 5. Ready to? Take 2.
I'm going to ask your questions that start with why or why the questions. Here we go. This is our host, David Powell.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
You welcome.
Take 3.
Already, man. You're doing good.
All right. First question, what defines a man and what do you consider a man to be?
I guess I consider a man to be somebody who takes care of all his responsibilities. And if he's committed himself to a family, takes care of his. You know, I grew up without a pops, but my mom kept some positive role models in my life. She worked for Bishop Jakes over in Dallas when I was a kid, so I got to come up around him and his family. And
That's good.
yeah, I had a lot of older god brothers too that set the example for me, so I kind of learned through them. But a man pretty much takes care of everything he says he's going to take care of.
Oh, that's cool. That's real positive. It's kind of crazy because I fit the same story a little bit.
That's what's up.
Saying? But at the same time, what defines a woman and what do you consider a woman to be?
Oh man, I hate to be a mama's boy, but my mom set the best example of being a woman to me. She had the chance to leave me with my grandmother here in the South and go back up to New York City, find better work, but she stuck it out through it all. You know what I mean? And that's what a woman is, you know, sticking it out through it all. They're not dealt the best cards in the world as far as being left with the kids a lot, but you know, when they stand up and they take charge and they still raise good men and also good women, that defines being a good woman to me.
I feel you on that. That's straight to the point. I like the topic. I like what you're saying. I feel the same way. Sometimes I feel vulnerable, but at the same time, it's the world.
Yep.
What is your definition of poverty?
Oh man, my definition of poverty is pretty much not, you know, not having anything to depend on as far as finances go. And you know, it's just it's you know here in this country and other countries, especially sadly, it's a social class now. And poverty was just something you went through temporarily back in the day. Well, if it was like the Great Depression, or if you just lived in a certain part of America where there wasn't no jobs. But now we see it in big cities that you know poverty's even come out. But
Okay. What's the problem today? Why most people fit into that?
most people are fit into that. You know, I would call it a generational curse. You know, you don't see rich people, you know, have kids that go through poverty. You see people who weren't, you know, already established in life. I think people are starting families way too early, and without the foundation they need to build. You know,
you hood or ghetto?
am I hood or ghetto? I can be. I know how to turn it on and turn it off. You know, I can't deny where I'm from. You know, but at the same time,
to you?
what it means to me to be hood.
Keep following me.
Oh, okay, yeah, it don't. You know, I know how to turn it off. You know, I come from a professional career of being a car salesman, and I got to go to a boarding school where I was taught, you know, how to speak and you know how to turn it on, turn it off. So I'm around my friends, I can lay it back. But being ghetto, you know, just all the time, you know what I mean, is really unnecessary to me. You know what I mean? You got to be able to.
Hood or ghetto?
No, no, you got your glasses on, man. You poloed up. You got your
Alright,
square toes on today. You good.
okay. Is college important?
College is very important, man.
Why is it important?
Why is it important? First, it's important to start right after high school. Leaving that long gap like I did, not starting till you're 25, man, it's an uphill fight. But it's important because, it helps answer the question you asked me earlier about poverty. It gives you that foundation going into life. And, it sets you up good to get a better job. It sets you apart from the competition.
I
And it
feel
makes you less ghetto. It polishes you up a little bit. So.
Okay, you know African Americans, we love pork, sausage, bacon,
Yeah,
all that type of stuff.
I'm half, but yeah, I eat a lot
I
of
know
pork.
it's hard to stop eating pork, but at the same time, why shouldn't we eat pork?
Man, I know why we shouldn't, even though I still do. And it's just because, scientifically, a lot of scientists say our bodies wasn't made to digest it. It's not the best thing for as far as like, a daily diet, just to, have pork every single day. It doesn't, like I said, if we can't digest it, it just kind of sticks around slower, and all that type of stuff. I mean,
Does this only happen to African Americans?
as far as eating pork, my grandmother would tell me, she's from Louisiana, and she would tell me it's because, that's what slaves were given to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like the parts of the pork that people
So
in
in
the
other
big house.
words, we not the
didn't-
only ones that have high blood pressure and all
No, not
diabetes
necessarily.
and
But it is
Okay.
because of the diet, the cultural diet that we do keep, though, as far as fried foods and everything else like that.
Why is it important to watch the news?
It's important to watch the news and to know what's going on. Of course, you got to filter out all the stuff that you think is opinionated and everything else like that. But it's just important to watch the news so you have a good idea of what's happening, especially like, it could be news that affect your job and everything else like that.
Why is it important to speak proper? Most people, our in our culture always say, why we talk white or why you want to talk like this. Why
Yeah.
is it okay to talk proper?
It's okay to talk proper so you get your point across to everybody. You're not going to go out there and if you work, like I said, if I work in car sales, I just didn't sell cars from people from around the way. You know what I mean? I sold, but when you speak and you enunciate, everybody across the board could understand you. Even if I talk ghetto, I don't listen. I could listen to a teacher speak, or I can listen to something else like that. And, it goes into what we was talking about setting up that good foundation of who you are as a person. Like going into a job interview or preaching. You know what I mean? You don't just want to reach one crowd, you want to reach everybody. So you got to speak for everybody so everybody can understand you.
Okay, my glass is getting a little foggy here,
I hear you.
It's smoke and all this stuff, fogging up my glasses and all that type
Yeah.
of stuff. But at the same time, what's good about today's hip hop music? Or no, we don't even put it in one genre or one gender or however you say it.
Yeah.
People talk different ways.
I
It
hear
don't
you.
matter. But at the same time, what is important about music today?
Music is really influential, and it can be used as a tool to just kind of, help people vent their emotions without kind of. We live vicariously through these musicians and these celebrities and these stars out there. So it's good to, sometimes it's good for stress relief. Like if I'm a little upset, I might throw on like an old Eminem song. But if I want more of a positive thing, I might, jam something else like a soft rock song or something like that.
So music can be good or it can be bad depending on how you use it.
Oh yeah.
I feel you very much. That's what's up. At the same time, you heard about the ice bucket challenge, right?
I did hear about that.
Do you think that was positive or negative?
I think some people used it for what it started off to be to help support ALS, but at the same time some people was using it for likes on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. And though and like at the end of the day you gotta live with yourself, and those people know who they are. But I try not to judge it.
Okay, in the economy it shows that us as black people is the slowest in the world, but at the same time we can be the fastest if we want to be. But I don't even want to put it a race thing because that's not important. But then again, it is important because everybody needs to stand up.
Really
But what I'm saying is, why is it important to educate yourself?
It's very important to educate yourself, and that'll separate you from that stigma that you was just talking about. Where we're always considered to be in a bunch. If you say something in a certain fact, it reflects on me as well. Well, I think a thing about that is knowing who we represent and what we represent every time we go out. and knowing that that's how people think, why don't we, you know, all step up, educate ourselves in a certain matter? So, because when I go out, when I come on your show, when I go on anybody else's, you know I'm representing people who open doors and pave the way for guys like me and you to even be in college with other people of other colors.
Okay. Back to the question before that. What was the point of the ice bucket challenge?
What was the point of it?
Yeah.
The
What disease was they trying to cure?
ALS, man, it's a big word. You know, but ALS is a disease that's spreading, but you know, it's a disease we don't know a lot about. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty.
The disease is really about how when you pour cold water, your body goes into shock,
Well,
and
it's
they
a
have
challenge,
nothing to do to their body or hold their body. But at the same time, it's important to educate yourself. Always educate yourself daily. That's the point of going to school. With that being said, I had a poem to say at the last, but I'm going to save it for next show. Thank you for watching today's show. See you next week. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man.